Hey Pinkers, we're at the 2025 Taipei Cycle Show. You know what we're here for. We're here to see the latest and greatest tech to hit the bicycle industry. So come with us. I'm ready to escape this oppressive heat right now and get some nice air conditioning. Brace yourselves because the 32-inch wheel is here. We're at Maxxis and they're showing the 32-inch Aspen tyres cross-country. It's 32 by 2.4 and it's in max speed exo casing. Obviously there are no 32-inch wheeled bicycles on the market yet, but there's no smoke without fire. The rumour has it that at least 4 World Cup cross-country teams are testing 32-inch wheels at the moment, so keep an eye out guys. I'm just going to add some fuel to that fire. We're at Formula, who are better known for their OEM hubs, but today they're showing some aftermarket wheel sets. This is the Zero line, and this is a 32-inch carbon wheel set specifically for cross-country mountain biking, and it weighs a claimed 1,600 grams. That's on a par with like a high-end aluminium 29-inch wheel set. So the spokes are not quite long enough. These are titanium spokes to accommodate for them being short. This hub has massive flanges. So we've seen 32-inch tyres and 32-inch wheels. It's only a matter of time before we see a 32-inch fork, I think. What do you guys think? Are you here for the 32-inch wheel revolution, or are you going to make a hard pass? We're at Gates and they're showing the 4 Gearbox equipped downhill mountain bikes that are going to be raced on the World Cup circuit this season, with more riders than ever racing for that 100k belted purse prize. So we've got the Zero G3, the Atherton A200G and the Gamex Sago. The one we've probably seen least of so far is the Intense M1 prototype. So this is a variation on the production bike with a gearbox and the Gates carbon drive. Central to this frame is what Intense are calling the backbone, and that's the 3D printed aluminium part. It extends from here. It's effectively the seat tube down to the housing for the gearbox. And importantly, all of the pivot locations are on that single piece of 3D printed aluminium. So there's no weld in between them, so they can basically improve the manufacturing tolerances to get the tolerances super tight on this prototype. There are a few interesting details that set this bike apart from the production bike. For example, there's chainstay length adjustment here. The idler pulley is now concentric to the main pivot as compared to the production bike where it's slightly offset. But it's still the same high pivot 6-link platform that we see on the production frame. For all of those details and more, head over to the Pinkbike homepage now. This frame looks sick and we're really excited to see how these athletes get on the World Cup circuit this year. Let's go and see something else. Guys, you're not going to believe what I found. It was here the whole time. This is the new OX wireless drivetrain from Wheeltop. It is configurable in the app between 7 and 13 speeds, and it is astonishingly affordable. This retails at $399 US. It shifts magnificently quickly. Like, you can just smash through the gears if you hold down the controller. The battery is not removable though. You have to charge it while it's on the bike, and the charging port is in a pretty strange place there. It doesn't look to be like terribly rebuildable. It does have a clutch. You can't adjust the tension on that. But I mean, the value proposition is quite impressive. At that price point, this is going to be pretty hard to ignore, and it'd be really interesting to see how this stacks up against the big players. We're at the Officine Paralin stand. These guys make hydraulic platforms and an electronic bike stand. So this is the Opus Power, and it can lift a maximum of 40 kilograms. This thing retails at 2,500 euros. So it's not for your average home mechanic, it is for fully fledged workshops. For the cyclist in your life who has literally everything except for this, they can now have it. We're going to say ciao to Officine Paralin and ni hao to the next one. Possibly the most oxymoronic bike at the show is the Giant Kids bike. This is made completely from recycled carbon fiber. It's a production bike. It costs $500 US, and this weighs 2.5 kilograms. It's even got a one-piece carbon handlebar with internal cable routing. Giant are basically using this as like a proof of concept. They're taking a long strand carbon fiber and mixing it with their proprietary resin to produce something that basically costs 50% less in terms of its carbon emissions versus a bike that's made from raw carbon materials. I don't think we're going to see a full-sized adult carbon fiber frame that's made from recycled materials anytime soon, but I think that we can expect Giant to be developing these more sustainable processes so that they can implement them on small components like rims and handlebars and stems and so on. Shall I ask someone from Giant if it can bear my weight?
This bike is for kids, so not sure.
I know that. First ride coming soon. 25 kilos. Okay, we're at the X-Fusion booth. These guys have got a first look on the 2026 line of cross-country suspension. This is the Reza line. This fork is 29-inch only. It's 100 to 130 mil of travel. It's internally adjustable in 10 mil increments, so you don't need to change out the air spring. It's got a variation on the fine cut HLR damper that we see in the Vengeance 38 Enduro fork, and there's a remote lockout. So the claimed weight of this one is 1,520 grams. It's not as light as your RockShox Sid or your Fox 34, but it's also going to be a little more affordable. Moving on to the back of the bike, we've got the rear shock. This is an inline shock. It weighs a claimed 250 grams. It'll be available in standard and trunnion mount options with a remote lockout and just a 3-position lever for manually locking out the shock. It's called the Q-Flip 3. You can remove the lever off the bottom if you just want the Q-Flip 2 for locking out the shock and the fork. So there's a middle position there and a full lockout, and then you really sit there. That's a wrap on the 2025 Taipei Cycle Show. Thanks for watching, guys. Head over to Pinkbike homepage for more randoms and tech details, and let us know what you think in the comments. What was your favorite tech that you saw at Taipei this year?